Good morning. It's Monday morning and starting to get things ready to go for the day. And I wanted to talk about um,
No cooking that bad.
ideas that are in transhumanism that are poison. Um, if your concept of enhancing your body and brain to be more capable includes any concept of making an underclass of humanity um, on purpose,
Wow.
you are evil. There's no um, there's no doubt about that. If it includes any talk about
Burger.
clearing out people who don't enhance, you're
Oh,
evil.
does it have that right behind us?
What do you want like behind this? It's a picture from my. I've got a green screen behind us, and the picture is a picture I took years ago of a flag. Um, Transhumanism is enhancing yourself to be better. Um, if I got an exoskeleton arm so that I could lift 500 pounds with one hand, well, nobody would say that that was a bad thing. But let's say that I implant that exoskeleton subdermally underneath and literally attached to the bones. Now it's okay. Um, can't be taken off. Powering it's a different, more interesting problem, but can be done. Well, let's say I decide to completely replace the sinew and bones of my arm with mechanics. Um, and now I can lift 500 pounds with my arm, and it still looks like a human hand. Skin is only skin deep, right? Um, well, what have I done? It's still the same technology, right? Similarly with brain implants, if I use a VR headset and uh, power gloves, control gloves to interact with the computer, nobody's going to say that's weird. If I implant in my eyes an overlay, a HUD, uh, if I implant in my hands the sensors for the glove, have I gone crazy? No, no, it's just more convenient. Can't I can't take it off. Can't leave it. Now, what if I do it direct brain in to the visual center and to
That's
the
one.
the motor cortex? Um, have I
Can
done
I
anything
play a
different?
game on your phone?
My position is no.
I want to play a game on your phone.
You do.
Yeah.
All right. I'll bet Dragon City is ready to be played. Oh, The phone is awfully low on power, I think. Do you want to play Dragon City? Is that what you want to play?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's incremental, right? We're not going to get to, uh, the guy with half his head with
Hey, it's
external
Joe.
components uh, overnight. We're not going to be Borg uh, tomorrow or even in the next decade. Um, but let's say these technological enhancements are ethically a lot simpler to deal with, right? You're just adding an enhancement, right? And
What does this dragon do?
the next
It just
level
does
of
this.
uh, change would be genetic. Well, if I select um, the best genes out of me, the ones that have the least, that don't have any disease, and that wouldn't lead to my progeny having just cure any possible problems with the progeny. Well, that's obviously, know, a good thing, right? I don't want my son getting cancers or having, something like Huntington's disease or something. So that would be good. Well, let's say, uh, be I decide that it would be good for my progeny to have chlorophyll in their skin instead of melanin, uh, and that to give a little bit of energy if they're out in the sun. Well, that's weird, right? That's weird, but it seems harmless. Now, what about say I going up to the moon and I have a generation of children who are going to live on the moon? Well, they're going to need to be able to deal with lower gravity, and they might be able to have some benefits from something that wouldn't be a benefit here on Earth. I don't know, maybe it'd be nice to have wings so that in the 1/6G you could fly. Um, well, now, are they still human? Well, what is humanity? I contend that humanity is the ability to think and reason. It's in the mind. Um, the quadriplegic, the person whose neck gets broken and they can't uh, manipulate their body at all from the neck down, who, the quadruple amputee are no less human than I am. They're less capable, but they're no less human. Just as I'm a congenitally retarded person with massive trouble thinking, IQ down in the 50s, um, who never can learn to dress themselves, let alone hold down a job. They're not less human than I am. They are uh, less capable. That's all. Um, the idea that people who are very capable would treat grown adults who can make their own decisions like children is it's been bandied about in the transhumanist uh, sphere. And if you believe that, um, you've never been smart. You've never dealt with people who are obviously less capable of you. Um, and when you have done that, uh, you realize that just because somebody is less capable of making good decisions does not mean you do get to take away from them the ability to make decisions for themselves. Um, my son um, is still learning how things could work. Uh, and for many years, he's going to need um, to have his decisions overridden. But the time will come when he assumes the responsibility for his own decisions. And I'm trying to bring him to that time as soon as possible. And when he has reached that time, then his decisions are his own. And even if the government doesn't recognize that, I will. And I will uh, back up his decision making to every aspect that I can possibly do so. Um, when you have something, a person who has assumed sentience and self ownership, you have to respect that self ownership um, and allow them to make their decisions and support them fully in the making of their decisions, even if those decisions are, in your estimation, bad. Um, a lot of people, this is one reason I'm against the drug war, is those people are adults who are adults and using drugs have made their decisions. If they wish to do drugs with their money and not hurting anybody else, that is their decision. And they get to make that decision and they get to have whatever repercussions that has on their life. So if you think enhancing your own intellect by a mind machine interface is going to give you the right to uh, override someone else's decisions about their life, um, I stand against you with all my fiber, with every fiber of my being, and I will stop you. So, the violent eugenicist is an evil in the world, and I will stand against it. And that is where I stand on transhumanism. And I wish you all peace and joy.